back to Pero Comma Podcast. Today's episode, we're going to be going over our May wrap up. So please grab a drink, a comfy chair, a blanket, and join us. You don't get to be socially distant right now.
Here's the intro.
All right, so we're here with our May wrap up. We both had
I
a
would say okay month.
busy month. Yeah, it was. And mine was busy. Mine was a bit
Mm-hmm.
busy, um, but we still got some books in.
Yeah,
Colette, would you like to start with your stats, my love?
absolutely. I have my handy dandy phone here. Okay, so I read a total of 5 books, totaling 1,712 pages. It took me an average of 2 days to finish. My biggest mood was emotional, followed by hopeful. The hell did I read? Um, it says it was an even match of fast and slow. I don't know how that would be because I read 5 books, so that's wrong. Um, 30%, I'm sorry, 40% of my books were less than 300 pages. 40% of my books were between 300 to 499 pages, and 20% of my books were over 500 pages, all fiction. Highest genre I read in May was romance. My format, 20% print, 20% audio, 60% digital, and my average rating was 3.75. What about you, Liz?
Okay, so in the wonderful month of May, I read 4 books totaling 1,247 pages.
Mhm.
Average time to finish was 3 days. My biggest mood was emotional, and then next it's tied between mysterious and dark, and then it's all the other fun ones, little itty bitty pies.
Mhm.
Um, my pace 25% fast, 75% medium. All of my books were between 300 and 499 pages, all fiction. Biggest genres were thriller and mystery. They were tied.
Of course.
Um, they were 3 audio and 1 digital. And my average rating was 3.63 stars.
Hmm.
I
It
know
was an
that's
okay
actually
month.
pretty low for me.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was an okay month. I was talking to Liz about it, and I think that I've fallen back into reading recommendations of what everyone else is reading, which is giving me low ratings. Like I'm not enjoying what I'm reading, so I'm trying to get back into reading what I want to read. And if it's popular, it's popular. If it's not, it's not. So
Yeah.
okay, so my first book that I read in the month of May was the audiobook for Radio Silence by Alyssa Cole. And we already released a video about it, but just a brief recap, it follows 2 people. It follows, I don't remember these people's names, but the world shuts down. Okay, no internet, no water, no radio, nothing. It's just everything is gone. So they're trying to escape to her best friend's family farm up in upper state New York, and she meets up with her best friend's brother and their little sister. She forms a little romance with the brother, and it proceeds from there. It was actually a really solid read. I like Alyssa Cole. We've established that we both like Alyssa Cole. I would
Yeah.
recommend it. It was funny. It was cute. Yeah, all the things. What about you, Liz?
Okay, so my the first book that I'm going to talk about is My Dark Prince, which, huh? It says that it's book 3, but I thought it was book 2. One moment, please.
My Dark Desire is book 2. So My Dark Prince would be book
Did
3.
I read that one? Hold on. My Dark Desire is the book that I read. Okay. This is book 2 in the Dark Prince Road series by L.J. Shen and Parker S. Huntington.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I rated it 3 stars. Now I gotta switch my stuff up because I did the wrong book. Um, I rated it 3 stars. I did like My Dark Romeo, and we did a whole video on this last year. So if you want to go back and look, we did a review on My Dark Romeo. It was funny. I laughed out loud. It was good. I just liked My Dark Romeo better. Like I wasn't into what Zach's into.
Aw. I haven't. I'm still reading it, but I get you.
No, it was good. It was good. I just like My Dark Romeo better. This one was more of what is the fairy tale that this one was placed after? Cinderella.
Oh.
No, Cinderella. And then I think My Dark Romeo was Sleeping Beauty. Not Sleeping Beauty.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. There we go. Yeah. So anyways, that was
okay, so my next book was called 24 Seconds From Now by Jason Reynolds. This follows it's a YA. Excuse me. It follows 2 teenagers. They're going to have sex for the first time. So it literally starts with them in the bedroom about to have sex. We don't see that part though. It then goes back 24 seconds and then 24 hours and then 24 days and then 24 weeks. Like it just basically tells their romance, their love story of how they got to that point in the beginning of the book. I thought that was pretty cool. But I also thought it was going to be something different. I thought it was, the way it was described to me was your first time, but like be nervous about it and where you go from there, and being in love with the person you're having sex with for the first time. And I don't know, I'm not saying that it was bad. I didn't get what I thought I was going to get from it, but I would still recommend it to like the YA crowd. I think it was a solid book. It does not include sex in there at all. It's just showing you how it led to that point. But I thought it was super cute. So yeah, I gave that book 3 stars. It was an average book for me. What's the next book for you, Liz?
Okay. My next book is Brokedown Prophets by S.A. Cosby. Okay, let's do that over again. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so it's the Brokedown Prophets by S.A. Cosby. Cosby. C-O-S-B-Y. Cosby. Okay. I rated this 3.5. It's an Audible Plus book. And I know that S.A. Cosby. What's the word of the day, guys? Cosby. Okay. I know that Kevin Hart was involved. Charlemagne the God was involved. The narrators, they had
involved how?
Jonathan Majors. Huh?
Involved
They
how?
helped write it. They helped write it.
The book?
Or they were involved in the writing of the book, I guess, because they're listed as authors.
Oh, wow.
For the narrators, I had it. Oh no, this right here. Look, I did bring my clipboard. Okay, so for narrators, we have Jonathan Majors, Brian Tyree Henry, Daisha Polanco. She's from Orange Is the New Black. She's the one that comes out pregnant by the one-leg guy. And then Jeremy Jordan. I enjoyed it.
Let's go back. I'm sorry. What?
In the show, she has a little.
Are they in prison?
Yeah, he's a security guard.
He has one. How is he a security guard with one leg?
It's a show. It's fiction.
And tangent just off of that. Go ahead.
I never finished it, but yeah. So she's the one. Yeah, that's her. And I gave it a 3.5 stars. It was just a lot for me to listen to. But I did enjoy it, and I would still recommend it. It was like 4 hours,
You know,
4 or
Brittany,
5
her books, that's her
hours.
favorite author of all time.
S.A. Cosby. Look at me getting it right this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my next book, and it's just follows a group of friends, two guys. One's called Preach, Digit, and I forgot the girl's name, but Maria. They're trying to do a lick. It goes sideways. They find the guy that they accidentally offed had a whole bag of money, so they take it, and then from there it's same. Just so happens to be the Russian mafia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I enjoyed it. 3.5. Yep. Colette, what's your next book, darling?
So I read the popular book, Silver Elite by Danny Francis. 3.25 stars. Let me tell you something about this book. I done told my sister to read this book because I was like, no, I need her thoughts on this because this book is not doing what it's supposed to do. First of all, it was marketed. I gotta go on a rant. Hold up, let me push my chair back so I can get comfortable. They marketed this book, okay, as Katniss for adults. This is nothing like Katniss. The disrespect Katniss would feel for being compared to this idiot in this book. Okay. If anything, I would say it's more like Divergent to me. I felt like there were a lot of scenes that reminded me a lot of Divergent. Like they had the pit. You read the books, right?
Yeah.
You remember they had the pit, and then like on the weekends they would go in the pit and hang out like little weirdos. They did that shit. It was like they had the little camp or whatever. It was very Divergent-esque. I don't know why they thought Katniss. I don't know. Anyway, I guess because it was the bigger of the movie franchises. Anyway.
Yeah.
So this follows this one girl. Don't ask me what her name is because I don't know. She can read minds. Let's start from the beginning because I'm not doing this well. I want to give it a fair shot. So if you're interested, you can read it. So 150 years ago, there was a great war. And in this great war that released all this radiation, there were people became modified. Think of it as mutants. Okay. Some people ended up being able to read minds. They had powers telepathically, so to speak. And then some people that just didn't affect them at all. So mods are the people that are modified that have these powers. And then you have primes, which are regular ass people like me and you. So if you are a mod, you are hunted down because you're weird. I mean, I ain't saying this right. I understand it though. So she's in hiding this whole time because, again, she is modified. The stronger you are as a modified, the more powers you have. She has like 4 powers. One of them is called Insight. Insight means that I can go into your mind like Professor X and make you kill somebody. You know, mind control type stuff. Yeah. So they suspect her. They find her uncle. Her uncle is not her actual blood uncle, but that's who she grew up with. And come to find out, he used to work with the resistance, but he's been in hiding this whole time. So he's always told her, keep a low profile, keep a low profile. One day, this little boy gets snatched up by a wolf, and she's like, oh my God, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill the wolf. And she goes and gets a gun, and it's a clear shot. It's like 200 yards away, straight through the eye. Bam. Everybody notices. How did you make that type of shot? Unless you are a marksman, right? Unless you're a marksman. Because if you're a regular person, you would have never made the shot. So now they're watching her. So they go to the house. They find the uncle who's been in hiding her whole life. The uncle gets executed. She goes to try to save him. She doesn't save him. And then the guy is there and he was like, I'm going to make you join the military. And it goes from there. It's so dumb. I hate it. God, I was so annoyed with this book. How many times did I call you about this book? But I will say,
quite a few.
Yeah, but I will say it was a book that is written in crack format because I had to know what was going to happen.
So she did what she
I was so conflicted. I was like, this is so dumb, but I have to know. Yeah. So I gave it 3.25 stars. My sister loved it. My sister gave it 5 stars.
I'm going to be reading it.
We're going to do we're going to try to get my sister on here. We're calling you out, Melissa, online. We're going to try to get her on here, and we're going to discuss the book, and then we can discuss how I felt like it wasn't good enough.
She thinks it's the best. Stellar. And then, not the best, but she thinks it's, yeah.
Yeah, she said it's one of her top books of this year. So I was like, girl, please, this wouldn't even make the list. So
I'll read it, and we'll see.
Yeah.
And it's only like $5 and change right now on Audible.
Yeah. Right now, as we are recording this right now, Audible has a sale. So, actually, no, I just bought it yesterday on Audible because she said it was an Audible book. She said it would be better if I listened to it. So I'm going to listen to it to see if I change my mind.
Ooh,
it cost me $11. And if I paid for this book one time for my what's the thing called? Book of the month, and then I paid it on an Audible, and I'm still mad, somebody giving me $11. I just want you,
Melissa, because she told you the Audible was better.
But yes, what's your next book, Liz?
Oh, my next book is by an author that I have previously talked about and really enjoyed. It's The Game You Played by Annie Taylor. It's a mystery thriller. Mm-hmm. This girl, this lady, this mom is at this area there. It's set in Australia, so I don't really know the landmarks. It's just like a park that has a little creek the kids can play in or whatever. Anyways, she looks down for a few seconds, looks up, her kid is missing.
Oh my God.
Just disappeared. Yeah. Just disappeared. They're going frantic. It seems throughout the book, it seems like she was like, had mental issues or whatever, mm-hmm. But she was like, I wouldn't, where's my kid throughout the whole stuff? She has marital problems because of this. Mm-hmm. The twists, you know me, I'm like literally when we finish this, I'm currently reading a book. I'm going to let you know who I think, what I think and all that. Because I like to go back. Remember, Colette? I told you that I thought it was this person. I was right. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it with this one mm-hmm. until like the very end. Then I was like, oh. So fully recommend. I rated it 4 stars. She is. I will definitely read anything she puts out. So she's added to my.
I was about to say, don't you read Annie Taylor books a lot? Right.
Yeah, this is my third one. I've read 4 of her books, and this is also available on Audible Plus, guys. So if you have an Audible membership, you could listen to this one for free. Yeah, crazy.
I'm with it. Okay. My next book. My next book was Disrespectfully Relic by Antoinette Sherrill, who is one of my favorite authors. I saw her at Black Women's Book Festival, by the way. We'll have that in the next video. So, I gave this 4.5 stars. It's not 5 stars. It's not quite Treasure and Pierre. But it's also not a romance either. Listen, Relic is who he is. That's all I got to say about it. Everybody thought it was going to be a redemption arc. Relic was like, no, everybody dies. That's just...
Who are you? Dead.
Yeah, that's just the best way I could put it. Now, I will say what I think, to me, one of a mark of a good author, I always say, is someone that can explain a character to you, right, wrong, or indifferent. You understand their mindset, where they're coming from, why they make those decisions. And she did that with Relic. So again, I didn't condone or approve of everything he did, but I understood it. I got it. And I feel like that's why it was such a good book, because it wasn't a redemption arc, like I said, but it was very much a, no, I want you to be happy, but at the same time, you need to suffer because you be doing some bullshit. So you're like conflicted with him, but it was a really good book, a really, really good book. I highly recommend it. If you haven't read her, you should start from the beginning. The Hood Love series from Savvy, Shabu, all of that, and it goes from there. But yeah, 4.5 stars. I truly loved it. It's the 5th book in the series, so I don't want to give you too much because if you didn't read the other books, it's not going to make sense, to be honest. But yeah, your goal is.
So my final book is another Annie Taylor book, and this one is called Birds in Flight. Mm-hmm. This one is also set in Australia. It follows these two sisters when they were younger. Huh?
Is she Australian?
I think so. Because all the books have that. Like the first book that I read, A Stranger in the Woods, mm-hmm. the main female character was from Australia, but she traveled. Yeah. To where the book was set. So okay. I'm guessing so. I haven't looked her up. So I'm not on that level with her yet, but I will be looking her up today. So she will graduate to that level. But anyways, these two sisters, they're American, and their mother had left their father and brought them over to Australia. One night, the mom goes missing, and at this time, it wasn't just the mom and her 2 daughters. She had these other 2 little girls with them, and one of them was in a wheelchair. They found the girl that's in the wheelchair in a car with the door open, passed out because she also needed some medicine, and that's what they went out to get. But the mom and the other little girl disappeared, and the girl in the wheelchair didn't know anything. Like anything that happened, she's like, we went to get medicine. There was somebody, that was coming. I don't remember, blah, blah, blah. So years later, one of the sisters ended up staying in Australia and building her life and having a family business and all that. The other sister went back to America, built her life, and then they get, it's like 20 years later, they find a backpack that contains her mom's stuff. So it kind of reopens the case. The sister living in America goes to Australia, and they basically go on a road trip everywhere they went because her mom was kind of like a hippie, not a hippie.
Like a gypsy.
Yes. The mom, yeah, well, she grew up in like a cult kind of establishment in America. So they lived in co-ops and stuff like that. So the mom was very used to being, she knew how to. So they get back together and they go to all the places that they went before her mom disappeared. And yeah, I loved it. I gave this one, that one was also 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. Some plot twists. There's people, you find out secrets about the sister's husband that lives in Australia, and you're like, wait a minute. Because throughout the whole time, that all these 20 years, somebody was renting out the house that they used to live in before they went on the road with their mom. So they found this out after they found the backpack. They're like, hey, just so you know, that house you guys used to live in before you went on the road, your mom owned that. And they're like, what are you talking about? She didn't own that. We were renting that. They're like, no, she owned it. And somebody's been renting it out since your mom disappeared. And the money's been going to this account, an offshore account.
Dun, dun, dun. Lord.
Don't blame me. Blame Annie. Annie did it. What's your final book?
My final book is Losing Control, Half on a Baby or Two by Lady Nisha. Now, the first book I read by Lady Nisha was titled Losing Control.
Wait. What's the name of the book again?
Losing Control, Half on a Baby or Two.
Okay.
Yeah. So the very first book I read from Lady Nisha was titled Losing Control. and it followed LB. Her name is not LB. They called her LB, stands for Little Booty. But I can't tell you what her name is. I just remember LB because I thought it was so funny. And her boyfriend, shit, I don't remember his name. Anyways, this is basically just a novella following up after the original series, and then it's like a few years later after, and I gave it 4 stars. Honestly, though, I didn't need it. I don't know, I didn't need it. And it's not that it was written poorly or anything. It was just a bunch of stuff that happened, and I was just like, my God, can we just get a happily ever after and just be cheesy and happy and in love? I didn't need all of the extra stuff. It was a lot. But yeah. I gave it 4 stars. It was a solid read. Just I didn't need it. But yeah, those are my books for the month of May.
Wasn't a bad month. It wasn't a bad month. I enjoyed my books. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us for this wrap up. Real quick, Colette, what was your favorite book?
Disrespectfully Relic. And I know you had an Annie Taylor, so which one was it?
I don't know. I'm going to have to say The Game You Played by Annie Taylor was my favorite of the month. My least favorite, I don't know. Anyway,
my least favorite
have to be My Dark Desire.
My least favorite was
the
really
so harsh.
I need you to read this book.
But
I
anyways,
have so many thoughts and opinions, and I can't express them.
I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah, because I want you to have your own ideas, and then we can go from there. Because I have thoughts.
So that video will be coming up, guys. But as always, thank you guys so much for joining us for our monthly wrap up. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow us on all socials: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and let us know, what books you like this month that you read. Again, we'll see you guys next week. Bye. Bye.